the live stream. That's it, Jared. Didn't hasn't my bird speak what BD's big?
Yes, I believe that's what fixed.
Yeah, it was the big. I know that.
Oh right, how can I do this? I just remembered last time you guys gave me the braces of Wirefront Defense, so I get +1 to AC, right?
Yes.
Where can I make it so it shows in my armor class?
You're equipping them, right?
It's already equipped.
Okay. So you just need that +1 AC to show up.
Like how do I translate it? There's not a field for +1 AC, is there?
If you add it and you go to armor, then you can add an item to your armor settings. If you
wait, where's armor?
It's just above your money and your items.
Yeah, so White Beauty's beak has been fixed.
Oh, under my spot. Okay.
Yeah. You add an item, and they give you an AC and then between brackets something plus dash plus empty. If you put the bonus AC in that empty slot, it will just be flat AC that is given.
Okay, so last session we left off after you guys successfully finished the encounter in the forest, slaying the beasts and returning back to camp. You arrived at camp, you had a few days to sort out your equipment, get all your magical items which you had previously bought and paid for, and you get them back. So you now have all the equipment that you bought. And people were making things, right? Out of the animals.
Yeah, they were, I think, wyvern armor, and I don't know about the other things.
Didn't somebody do something with the owlbear pools?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the...
Oh, they were turned into daggers, weren't they not?
Yeah, they were daggers. I can't remember who got them. But yeah, so everything you guys had to do last session has been completed by this time. And you guys are set out to do this reconnaissance and intelligence gathering mission. You are sent to the front lines to be directed to where to go. So you guys set out. Bjorn and Uran join you. Yun, Baracus, and Jax all stay at the camp. Unwilling to leave. You guys head out. And it's about a 2 days journey to reach the front lines, going through these massive open fields of green, and you can see a few forests down the distance, but you don't actually pass through any of them. And then you see that the ground shifts from becoming this like almost ocean of grass, becoming pockmarked, and you can see signs of battle, which have now been grown over. The grass has almost grown over these battles, but this is where people have been fighting a lot, and then have moved forward. Eventually, after an hour of getting from that, you can see smoke in the distance, you can hear the clanging of steel, you can smell the smoke coming, and you can almost smell the blood and death coming off from this place. You eventually reach the camp, which is the front lines, where one of the generals takes you. He reads your quest, goes over it with you. He tells you of a cave which is nearby to the northeast, where there's suspected activity from the enemy. they need you to go check out the cave, see if anyone's there, and to just make sure that there is something going on there, so there's not any waste of troops trying to. So, like, essentially, you're tasked to find out if there is actually a threat coming from there, so the army doesn't have to waste troops chasing down a dead end.
Okay.
So that's what you're tasked to do.
Check out cave if enemy there. Gotcha.
Does the general have a name?
I haven't got a name, no. So his name is General Golthus.
Golthus?
Goldfish?
Golthus.
Oh, Golthus.
He's a pretty big, beefy dude, and he has a great sword slung over his back. You can see his armor is much more ornate than everyone else's, but not as ornate as the 4 generals that you've met previously. So he seems to be quite a high-ranking member. You can see that he's emblazoned with the sword emblem, but he's not like the highest.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So,
You pass through the camp. There are a lot of injured and dead people in this area. Where before there was like hospitals in the main camp, this camp has not hospitals per se, just random tents and pieces of cloth in which people are just laying on top of or in, with sword wounds, arrows sticking out from various body parts. Amputations are currently going on. You see lots of broken bones, lots of blood. It's everywhere. The blood almost seems seeping into the dirt, making it a mud. As you pass through, the stench really catches you. It's awful.
Smells like mother's cooking.
I'm good.
Right, you're a snake guy. I forgot about that.
I've seen worse. Alright, carry on.
My
So you
character
guys-
tries to.
The cave is about a half-hour distance northeast.
Okay.
So you
Okay,
guys find your way there without much trouble, just heading in the general direction using the sun for guidance, where northeast would be.
Can you?
And eventually you find what appears to be the cave. From what you can tell, this is the cave. As you come up, there's this hill which crests over and overlooks the cave itself.
I think
The
Argard has
perfectly
been,
drawn epic cave.
I think Argard has been trying to ask things for. A
No,
minute
my
or so.
question has been answered now by that I see the characters. I wanted to ask again which of the players who are not currently here are now still joining.
Ah.
So Falfit, who won't be here, and Lex, who will maybe come later. Okay.
Yeah.
We can't turn everybody invisible. Well, I know, no, we can't.
I mean, we
We have
can.
Bjorn would have to. Bjorn would have to turn like Aaron invisible or something.
I could waste my level 4 slot, or I mean, I could just.
I mean,
They
what we
can
can very
go
easily
twice.
do is just only use one second level spot. That would be mine for Pass Without a Trace.
But doesn't make you invisible. But sure.
It doesn't make you invisible, but it makes stealthing much easier.
I would say though, we should get one guy invisible as a scout in the front. Only I can use my owl, I guess, but cave is not advantageous for that. And I can just change the, my owl to I don't know, something else. That's
Are there
something I can
snakes
do.
around?
I will still keep my owl though up on my shoulder because it has better vision in a than me. So I will try to spot and heal with it as much as possible. My character's not volunteering to go as the first guy, even though I said we should have a scout.
Derp.
Well, we can send your owl to go in a little bit, see generally, then come back, and then we can have a little bit better plan plan of action.
Okay.
Derp.
Yeah?
Are there snakes around?
From what you can tell, this environment isn't very forgiving to snakes. Theoretically, there could be snakes, small grass snakes, but not that you can tell.
Okay. Damn it.
I ask, does anyone have problems seeing in the dark? Like, looks at, I don't know, what would it be? Velvet? No, how's he called? What's his name in game?
Bjorn.
Someone tell me again.
Bjorn.
Yeah, looks at Bjorn and who else is human?
Bjorn.
We don't have much
No. Yeah, no, Bjorn is the only human.
I mean, from what Uwe knows, I could be human. He just doesn't know.
Yeah, true. Lesser is humanoid.
Yeah, well,
I'm
everyone is
humanoid.
humanoid. Except my owl.
But yeah.
Okay.
So what's the plan? Are we just gonna, walk right in, or?
Well, I guess you're right. I would like to do a perception check on the outside of the cave just to see if it looks like someone went there recently, or I don't know.
Okay. Oh, so by the way, that's the hill in the middle. This is like a topographical words map. So
So I don't
highest-
see the cave yet.
No, the highest point is 10 foot.
This is a hill.
You know
10
that
feet high.
you would have noticed that this is a rock face. So coming into this area, that the cave is in this general direction.
Yeah, but we have to go around the hill or over the hill first before we can do anything.
Yeah,
before we
I
can
can do a
actually see the
perception
cave.
check on the cave when I don't see the cave yet, right?
Yeah, no, you can't do it right now.
Okay, gotcha. Then I
Okay.
guess we're gonna walk up to the cave, or like.
I
On
would,
the hill?
I
Yeah,
would
let's
try
just go on
and
it, right?
crest the hill and then just look over it.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine.
So move where you guys are going to move to do this.
Like
Character
normal movement.
sheet. Character
Okay.
sheet keeps opening.
Oh wait, the question mark doesn't work anymore now. Placing ruler waypoints
With
is now
right-
done by pressing Q
right
or
click.
right click. The previous measurement or token can be what? Q?
Just
Oh,
or
that's
just
interesting.
spam right click.
Spam right click?
Yeah, you don't have to do it for every slot, but just for where you're gonna turn corners.
Oops.
Thank you.
I was fucking with your character. I didn't realize you were moving.
But what about 52 health this time?
Yeah,
There we go.
why is my token only at 48?
Fucking hell.
Great start there.
Okay.
Also, I think my roll 20 just crashed.
So, are we entering then?
No,
Oh, roll
that's
perception to
why.
look at the cave.
Oh, is that everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. I got 11. I did better than Kotal, because Kotal
does he shit.
Kotal
so nervous that he doesn't get seen trying to be stealthy, doesn't actually crest the hill, just staring straight to grass. And then I guess
Wayne.
Bjorn should.
I'm still
Second
trying to
check.
find the grass snakes.
Yeah.
Are you in this
Fucking
version
hell.
of us?
Wait, who was that now?
Yes.
Which character?
Wait, why does that have
I assume-
advantage?
Who?
Should have
I assume the
advantage.
naturality was Bjorn.
Yep.
You should do the character so we know which one.
Well, no, just look at the wisdom bonus, because
Oh.
the
So-
first naturality one has a +1, so
interesting.
that's obviously Bjorn.
Well, 20 is being so slow for me right now.
Oh, they really updated something. That's interesting. Snap to corner. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they
you can now
updated
you can now actually see cover because snap the corner
Hide from
relates to that.
others.
Because your corner needs to be able to see a certain amount of corners uninterrupted. for cover bonuses. You can also hide your arrow.
Yeah.
So I can do this,
So
and you guys won't see it unless you have
as you
stream
guys
open.
come up to the crest of this hill and you look out, Kotal, Ulfin, and Lester, you look out and you just see this cave in the dirt. But Bjorn, Uran turns around after hearing a second. Bjorn instantly knows what's up as he just yells out, "Ambush!" I want everyone to roll initiative.
Oh God. I
What
can't
a
even.
great stealth mission!
I mean, you guys didn't
it
actually
was-
roll stealth up until that point.
I was about to. I was like literally like I was on the verge of like I should just do pass without a trace.
I don't know, I really didn't expect, like...
I should actually
Oh, it was
bring up the...
so close to
I
doing
mean,
it.
if they know there's a cave, I didn't really expect them, like... whatever.
Great rolls, Lisa. Great rolls.
Jeez.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay.
I
can't select it.
Oh,
Why can I not select you guys?
Are you perhaps on the wrong tool?
Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. I'm a genius.
I mean, I've done it a couple times. I've like when Draco tries to blink, like every now and again, I would always click on like why can't I click on which layer is he on? Oh, God.
Good that I made all my spells for a stealth mission. Last stealth mission failed immediately.
I mean, just kill everybody except for one.
No. That's not a stealth mission. It's only a stealth mission if no one can notice you. No one.
Jesus.
I mean,
Why can't I roll
it's
this
not
good
really
all
a
the
stealth
time?
mission, it's just gather information. Also, great going, Bjorn. I love that. Why is Bjorn getting so many nat 20s? This is amazing.
So yeah, Bjorn actually goes first. Even though I rolled a 19 and a natural 20 on 2 of the enemy's initiative, Bjorn still goes first. As he then immediately yells out and points towards where all the ambushes are. I need to get my
I'm gonna fuck you up, and you, and you!
Is he then... What can he do? Does he have any range?
Unless he returned to Glaive?
No, he still has the glaive because he bought it.
Oh well, now
It's his choice whether or not he uses it. I don't think he will.
if there's guys hid behind the trees, we already fucked when we came here. So it doesn't matter that we can go with stealthy.
So he's gonna.
Oh no.
He would be able to hit the guy on the top right with the glaive if he were standing here. If he has 35 feet movement.
He has 30 feet.
Yeah, okay. He can't hit anyone.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's going to. I'll say because it's Bjorn. I'd say he dash in.
Dash. Action surge.
Yeah. He's not going to action surge right now, but
I mean, Bjorn so far with his reach, he prefers to be in reach range rather than close up.
He is in reach range. For that
Yeah,
guy.
he's in. That's true. But I think like a better positioning if he could dash would be here. Oh, whoops. Would be here.
so
So that he could hit both of them
Yeah.
and still be within only in reach range.
he's going to be using his +1 greatsword.
Oh yeah, because he upgraded his sword.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think he would use his new sword over anything else. Okay, so he just charges in. This guy instantly moves forward. This guy. And he's going to take a two-handed longsword attack, which misses. Yep. You see the guy come around the tree and get the blade, swing it around, and arc it towards Bjorn's back. But as the blade hits, it just bounces, like it catches the armor and doesn't actually penetrate, hitting any part of Bjorn. It just kind of catches in the armor before he then removes it. But he goes for another strike. It's a 23 to hit, so yeah, he hits that. Does 10 damage. So it'd be...
Why do we just end up killing everyone again?
So yeah, you see him take the sword and swing it around at Bjorn's back, and it kind of catches on the blade. So he gets frustrated, pulls the blade out, and swings it around the head, catching Bjorn this time on the shoulder as he then slices down. A trail of blood just kind of splatters on the grass as the blade goes through. Bjorn grunts in pain, but he's still fighting.
Well, Argard, we end up killing these guys because, I don't know, they're enemies, and we were here for a reconnaissance mission, and we suddenly got ambushed?
It's just sad that stuff just ended that.
I mean,
Yeah.
so
We should have stealthed at the beginning then.
Yep.
yeah, I should have cast Pass Without a Trace, and then we should have stealthed. But anyway, it's too late now. Hunter's Mark against this guy.
Okay.
I'll mark that off for my bonus action. At that point, I'm gonna just move back about here, and then, well, no, here, and take 2 shots at him.
Okay.
First one is a 18.
18 just hits.
Right, okay. (19 plus 4). 23 points of damage for the first one.
Nice.
Second arrow is a natural 17, so 28.
Yep.
Dealing and another 23 points of damage.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, you gave me a very good bow, and I have that mark. So 46 damage on return.
Easy game. This guy comes around.
But you give him a
Tree.
fucking ballista instead of a bow.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to fire at Kotal.
Please don't.
It's a 14 to hit.
Damn it, that's my AC.
I mean, he rolled a natural 1 on the damage, so he deals 2 damage. As you can see, him lug this pretty heavy-looking crossbow around the corner. Kneel down, take aim, fire the bolt. It doesn't penetrate. It just scratches along the side of your arm before it then hides behind the tree again. The tree's count as cover, by the way.
Okay.
Oh,
Full, half?
Sorry.
Full, half, or 3/4 cover?
Well, the trees are taller than they are, so it would be full cover. But if you can see them round, so it's like the corner thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you can, he goes like from here, he would have 3/4 cover.
Yeah, this one just clips through the center, so this is 3/4.
Yeah.
Well, not that it matters.
Mage Eggman style.
Let's go. This guy does the same thing, comes around the corner. This is a bolt at Cocktail, 11 to hit though. Just shoots it high, goes behind the tree. You'll go.
So, I have 2 people that I could very nicely insult.
Very nicely insult. That spirit, man.
Your
Okay.
mother is a nice whore.
Exactly.
The guy that completely missed me.
Yep.
I am going to cast Vicious Mockery on.
That's a wisdom saving throw. Right?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18. He succeeds.
Okay, so I don't even have to bother with the insult.
You
Damn.
just start talking shit, and the guy just like, dude, stop.
All those years of military practice, and you still can't hit a standing still target.
The sun's in my eyes.
No, I can just imagine us be like, well, you shoot like a girl, and the guy just puts the helm down, like, because I am. Oh, I'm sorry. Failed. Or like he said, just one eye. Well, guess why? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to.
Yeah, I can't do anything as a bonus action.
So, Ulven.
Yeah. Magic missile on the guy attacking. Yeah, that was his name.
Which guy? There's two guys. I assume
Oh, yeah,
the one that
it's
Lester's already
three-
attacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck's sake, all three on the guy he already attacked. Why not?
Okay.
Let's see. Magic missile, just level 1. That was 1. Okay.
It's 11 damage. Nice.
And as a bonus action, I would tell my owl to like fly up in the air. I haven't even rolled for.
You didn't roll his initiative.
Yeah,
because-
but I don't care that much. But I'm gonna treat my owl a bit differently. Mostly, yeah, as like another way of seeing stuff. I just gonna tell her to fly up in the air. Okay.
Okay.
That would be like what, 60 feet? Yeah. Yes, it's 60. So why not?
Oran hasn't. No one's actually done anything, so no one's taken any damage.
Yes, I have a scratch here on my cheek.
Hasn't
And
hasn't
got
Bjorn
hit.
taken damage?
Oh no, Bjorn took 2 damage. No,
It's,
Bjorn hasn't been hit. No, Bjorn took 10 damage. That was it.
Yeah, he got
So yeah, he's
cleave.
gonna cast.
I took 2 damage.
You have a scratch.
He's gonna cast. He's gonna cast Healing Word on Bjorn. And then gonna move. Don't think he can really do anything else. Okay, so he's gonna cast Aid on the range on Aid. 30 feet.
30.
Yeah, so he's gonna cast Aid on Lester, Kotal, and Ulven. Move back. So all of you guys get 5 more HP.
Temporary?
Permanent.
A permanent for 8 hours.
Oh, cool. That's a lot for me.
So a permanent. How much?
5.
5, just 5.
This guy is going to take 2 longsword, 2-handed attacks. Bjorn, both of them miss because I rolled really high initiative and now roll 20 is punishing me. So both of them come crashing down. Both of them just get parried away by Bjorn as he brings his greatsword up just to deflect. So now Bjorn's go. He's going to turn to the one that's already been damaged. Take his greatsword attack, which misses, but he has 2 attacks, so he takes another one. That hits. Oh, but just barely hits. The guy Bjorn turns around and swings his greatsword in a horizontal arc down, and the guy barely manages to get his sword up in time, which just deflects the blade away. But Bjorn carries his momentum up and around, and then down straight onto the guy's, straight into his shoulder, digging deep and cutting him down into his chest. His shoulder and his chest kind of part for a second as he then crumples backwards into the floor. This guy's very dead.
Ah, damn, my hunch mark.
You
Not to use my bonus
done
action.
goofed.
As you guys hear a voice come out from behind you. Need to get him on the right layer.
The voice?
I swear to God, if this is the... Oh, thank God it's not that goddamn tree sorcerer.
You see the guy leave the cave. Stop. Now. All of y'all.
Get to the chopper!
We are not your enemies. Stop fighting now.
They
Sorry.
started!
Bit late, lad. One of them is dead.
Oh, sorry. We you kind of attacked us, and so we kind of just defended ourselves. But
Yeah.
we're on the same team.
They ambushed
This
us.
be a
That's
time of
alright.
war. We needed to defend ourselves, but I can see y'all not really part of the army. Y'all
Wait,
are-
so, wait,
Well, I mean, we're
From other
we're
lands.
mercenaries.
Yeah.
We're not actually part of the proper army. We just help out the army.
He says something in a language you don't understand, and the three remaining guys all come out and cover. This guy goes to pick up his now dead friend.
It's a miracle Bjorn isn't fighting him because he needs another trophy.
The
Oh, that's my kill. I'm gonna hang it on my wall.
now
rest of the guys
dead.
come
Are you
meet you.
sure it's a language we don't understand?
Yeah.
I would like to do a perception check on the guys. Wait, is this the armor of the guys we saw?
As you guys walk up, and no, as this guy approaches you, this is the same guy from first session.
What?
This is the same guy from the very first session who warned you about the attack and then raided the town, which you guys managed to successfully foil. Got teleported away with Pango
Okay, so
and then fled.
so the only one that knows him is
Lester.
Lester.
Lester, you recognize this guy immediately. You hear his voice and you know who it is.
You? What the hell are you doing here?
You see him tilt his head. Do I know ya?
Well, back in a few months and months and months ago, you attacked town. I was there to stop it.
You're like,
The raid on
"I
Cali
recognize
Blue,
this part of my
yeah.
new bow."
You were one of the newcomers who decided to fight. I remember ya.
Yeah,
Yes.
how'd that unicorn treat you? I wouldn't know that as
That was a
character.
weird fight.
I don't know. I don't know that. I just said that out
Yeah,
of
maybe.
character.
maybe one of Lester told you, or I don't know, or
Oh yeah, I still need to fucking work on my lore stories.
like
So are you part of that army now? I assume, or were you always a part of it, even back then?
I've always been a part of this army.
So then, why did you attack the town?
Come inside. Got a lot to talk about.
Do I have to?
Say something again.
Also,
and then
sorry
I would
about you, man.
This is war. You know the risks. So you guys
That's
all
fair
head
point.
into.
can you look at the guys in the armor? Do they have any sign that would tell us that they are in the same army as us?
Yeah, I was about to bring it up. Am I the only one that's surprised that there's a group of soldiers here that's apparently in our army?
And no one told us about it.
Yeah.
And they attacked us, and
Well,
we didn't
they-
recognize.
You look at them. They are all fair skin and in rudimentary armor that is absolutely nothing alike from the army that you're working for.
Okay. And they tried to attack us, if I remember right, with the ambush. That means like they became behind the trees, got their weapons
They
out,
they
ran
already
towards
knew.
us.
They were expecting.
Yeah. Okay.
They knew they had been found out, and they had laid an ambush for whatever party that the army threw at them.
They were hostile to our answers, right? I'm not.
They were
stupid. We
initially
were
hostile, and then
we were interested.
this guy
too,
is
too.
stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys all head into the cave. I don't actually have a map for this, but you guys,
Well.
it's a pretty. You guys enter and it's all dark, and then you see it like the cave turns sharply to where if you weren't paying attention, it would look like the cave just continues on in the darkness. But there is like a small passageway which leads you all down and into this now big cavern of bright lights and many soldiers. All look similar. There's a couple orcs that you can see now in this area, but these are all soldiers. You see some wounded, some dead off to one side. You see chests where equipment is being stored. You hear the ting of a blacksmith somewhere off in the distance. It seems to be a temporary camp for these people, these soldiers. Duncan leads you in. He leads you past. There's a couple sideways glances as you guys pass, kind of untrusting, kind of watching you warily, not leaving you alone for a second. Duncan leads you past them all and into a small side room, which has almost been carved out. It seems that they've made this guy a room since their stay here. And he leads you over to a desk, and he kind of sits down and leans forward and looks at you. You guys are all still standing up. There isn't any other chairs in this. He just leans forward on the desk, looks at all.
Does anything look like? Is there any crest or something that would look like the army we, currently walking for?
Nope.
Yeah, that's not. Okay.
Just
I guess
consider
we're
yourself a
mercenaries,
POW.
right? Time to switch sides.
he like leans his head on his hands, and he takes off his hood at this point, and you see his fair of skin, a light like 9 o'clock shadow across his face, fair blonde hair which is long and tied back into a ponytail, and then like just tucked inside his shirt. You see his long sword is still sticking out the side of his chest. He still wears it. He seems to be a man who's been in a lot of fights. You can tell that there's hard muscle and calluses all over his body. You can tell that there is some scars from battle. As he then leans forward and looks at you. So, better we start with the introductions. I am Dunker, the general of my people. What are your names?
Owen.
Well, usually when I give an enemy my name, it ends in Mortal Kombat, so I'd rather not.
We are not your enemy. We know who you fight for, but we know you're not exactly loyal, fighting for coin as it is. And we'd like to proposition you to fight for the true side, for the right side in this war. I know it doesn't sound much, as each side sees their right. But they come to our home, they slaughter our people for nothing. We raided each other for many years. That was what happened to Cali Blue. We raided for supplies, for coin, simple stuff. But this is an all-out war that we did not provoke. They blamed us for something we had no knowledge of, and they're coming here, killing us. We are fighting out of self-defense. We want to drive them away. We never wanted this, but now it's started. We have to finish it.
Inside check.
Go for it.
That's the natural 19 plus 3, so 22.
Surprisingly, This guy looks like a shady motherfucker. He's telling the truth.
Hmm. Interesting.
As he leans forward again, kind of. So, do y'all have any questions?
Yeah, I do. Can I leave?
Well,
I'd like you to not. I'd like you to stay here for at least a day.
And then what? Come back.
And then you're free to
Yeah.
go. To join
What?
us in our struggle. Or to
Bravo,
go your
boy.
own way. Follow your own path.
Did you
We know you're
realize?
mercenaries. We know that you work for coin, so we'd be willing to negotiate.
what?
Then
If
for
we
peace of mind for both your people and for us, in case
pocket.
other people of the crusade show up, it might be better to put us into shackles.
What?
I'm sorry,
I'll see
I'm
them
not,
here.
I don't want to be
Don't see them
executed
right
for
in my
being a
room right now.
traitor. If I'm forced to stay
That's
here, I'd
fair
rather
enough.
stay here as a
Okay.
prisoner of war.
Understandable.
I
He puts his
mean,
finger in his mouth and he whistles. Says something in the language. Says something in the language you don't understand. And two guys come over as you guys willingly to avoid being as good as just as you willingly take the shackles. Aren't put on harshly. They're not like tight to your skin, attempting to like hurt you with this. They're just like latched on and locked, but they're still a little bit loose. So
yeah. Now I want to say something. If we don't return, though, obviously they will think we have been killed or captured, and will send another party to check
Why do
this
you
out.
think I put the shackles on?
that's not going to matter.
You will go.
Wait, we're having shackles put on us now.
Yeah, you all have shackles put
Asa's
on
idea.
because Asa persuaded him to shackle all of you to avoid being killed as traitors if the army showed up.
Oh, okay.
So you all have shackles, and they're not tightly bound and trying to hurt you. They're kind of loose, just there for more general safety and for show than it is to generally try and imprison you.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter because what you are expecting them, you are going to break up the camp anyway.
What's going down tonight? Going to be big. They're not going to come back from that.
I understand. And you want us to be part of this something big on your side?
Oh no, they just want us out of the way.
We don't want to kill you, knowing that you're not fighting.
We also
had-
don't want you to kill us.
We don't want to kill you, but we will if we think that you are going to kill our people. We know that you killed us before. We know that you slayed our kind, but you didn't know why. You can't blame me for that.
I mean, we
But
just
you-
slew a guy.
We have been
just-
watching you. We do have our spies. We do know a little bit about you. You are fierce warriors. I have respect for you. And I'd like for you to join our side.
To that I give a resounding maybe.
Well, honestly, in our position, I think it'd actually be better. Because one, they seem to be telling the truth about them being just attacked, and two, we're less likely to be killed by them.
The second point is sound reasoning.
Well, I'm being very true here. I mean, if we do anything shady, we're like almost fucked. But here, I feel a little bit more safe.
I mean, if we just gonna stay out of the fighting, I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
As long as I have my hands free enough to wield a scroll and a quill. I don't mind what side I'm on. But since I'm currently contracted by the Crusade, it's kinda difficult to just step over and expect to live when they find me. Already made such a mistake once.
Consider the contract forfeit. Nobody's going to be coming after you.
Well, if we do join you, what would we be doing? The same thing, but just for years?
Yeah, okay, he seems like he's speaking the truth.
You'll be fighting for us, gathering information like you'll be doing for them. We'll be fighting for the right side with good benefits.
Life insurance.
Hey
don't
guy, how's
trust ya.
your health plan?
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently it's
We
great!
don't know ya.
Insurance and stuff. No.
We don't trust you. But we
Oh.
understand you only fight for coin and for whatever personal morals you have. So as long as you fight for us, we don't care what you do.
And this is exactly why I think we're safer with them. They don't actually care what we do, it's just as long as we're not killing them. And that's easy enough.
I don't even see
Uh-huh,
like there's a choice.
Yeah,
What do you
easy
expect?
enough.
Like, oh no, sorry, I don't want to have your offer. What? No, that's not the thing I'm gonna do. I even say that character if you want. Like, I
He nods his head.
prefer the way of not dying. Thanks. So
That's what I thought. So, this entire camp is going to be leaving tonight. And Joel should stay here. You should be safe here. And we'll come back for you in the morning. I'm going to have to leave the shackles on just in case, you know.
long rest. Yay!
Do we got a deal?
I'm all for it.
Okay.
So is anybody lying, by the way?
Yes.
Currently, I'm not. Blaster literally does not give a fuck just as long as he's safer.
Yes.
Currently, I'm not lying.
Okay. He
I
kind of
have no
looks
idea
at
if
you all.
along the line my character's gonna decide otherwise, but currently I think my character's like, yeah, for fuck's sake, I'm just gonna stay here. Why not? I'm not that much into fighting.
Uran agrees fairly rapidly. Uran sees that these people are the oppressed side, and so he wants to fight for the objective for the good side.
He also sees a lot of people injured. That's probably
Yeah, so he pretty rapidly accepts. Bjorn is a little bit more skeptical, but after all the rest of you agree, he then also agrees. So
Well, Björn.
you're free to do what you want in this camp for a few hours, and then we got to leave.
Sounds good by me then.
So is there anything you actually guys want to do as you now have free room in this camp? You keep the shackles on, and there are always people watching you, and you just can't leave.
Ah, fuck.
Past that, you're free to explore.
Okay, so that part of my plan is going to have to wait.
I mean, not really. They wouldn't have anything special to buy. Or they would have...
Okay. So
One
unless
question.
you're not really looking for anything, unless you're just kind of chilling, listening to the conversations between the people, kind of keeping an eye on what gear they have, how many there are, kind of information.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? One question.
Yep.
Last time I gave my owl a command, it was to fly up 60 feet in the air.
Mhm.
So is he just outside of the cave?
Unless you brought him back down, yes.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Isn't
So I
there
guess I still have my owl.
So the owl's still outside.
isn't the range on your owl a certain distance that he can be away from you?
Well, the vision thing. That's the certain
Okay.
way, but I still could like command her to, I don't know, deliver a message or something. I'm pretty sure it's not a. I can't check it though. Where is it? Find familiar. Blah blah whatever. "98 feet of you. You can communicate telepathically." What? 98? What's that weird?
Holy shit, this is a big spell.
There's no range precision.
Yeah, as long as it's within, as
No,
long as
there's
it's
no
within
range
range, you
restriction.
can
It's
communicate.
basically just a pet that can't attack.
Okay, so a few hours pass by. Ulven, are you looking through your owl's eyes?
Yeah, and I would like to do it like not completely obviously, like basically pretending to sleep in a corner,
Okay.
and then look up with the owl outside.
Okay.
Do I see something? Should I just do a perception check with my owl then?
Well, for the first few hours, you wouldn't see really anything.
Yeah.
But then as the time approaches, you see Duncan come out in full armor, hood up, says something in the language, comes over to you guys. "Stay here, we'll be back," and then leaves. But you see all of the people then get up to leave. And eventually file out, and then there's this eerie silence. Ulven, through the eyes of the owl, you see the people leave and march forward towards the camp and trail off into the distance. And then they vanish over the horizon. Then, about half an hour later, you hear this.
They're gonna nuke the cave. Okay, my owl has boom. Go ahead. What the heck?
From
Is there Faust tracks above us?
Sorry?
There are Faust tracks above us?
Continue.
Rocket Power, Elder Dragon?
No.
Not an elder dragon, but
What? What?
Ulven, as your owl kind of turns to the direction of the noise, you hear this mighty animalistic roar, and off in the distance you see a brewing storm cloud, and then you see a flash of green,
Oh.
and then from the storm cloud it breaks. Two giant green dragons, bigger than you have ever seen in your entire life. These terrifying beasts flying, their wings beating, creating that foom, foom sound which you heard from miles away, come over, their breath scoring into the sky in these bright beams of green energy which pour out as they fly and then fly around each other in this almost dance of death as they travel towards the camp. They go over your head. You can feel the ground shake from the impact of the wind from their wings beating down on the earth. Loose dust from the top of the cave falls down all around you. You get dust, like you have to cough for a minute from just the amount of dust coming into your lungs and your eyes. As they pass overhead, you can hear this giant roar. None of you know what's going on other than Ulven. The two dragons then go off. And then you can still see them past where the Dunker and his troop had gone to that small camp. You can't see Dunker anymore, but you can see the dragons overhead as they just begin pouring this green energy onto this where you know that the camp is. You see them absolutely obliterated to pieces. You see one lad, and you hear this from a faint distance, the shouts of yelling, panic, fear. For then, both dragons then take flight again and fly in the direction of the main camp. And then there's silence.
I have a pale face. I look at the others. I was like,
So
I'm
how
like,
much time was that since we were chained up, or since
Since
they
you were
left?
chained up, it'd be 3.5 hours.
Okay, and since they left?
Since they left, half hour.
Okay. So in that half an hour, I wouldn't be able to get close enough to the camp to dimension door into the camp and warn, right?
First of all, you need to get out
Because
of your...
all you've tried, everyone you've asked were Lester and Argard, and I was the one lying about staying in camp.
Okay. Okay, so in that half an hour, no, because it's a half hour's journey to the camp.
Yeah.
So by the time that the dragon,
dimension door has a
the
range
cave?
of 500 feet, which I would have used
Okay,
to
500 feet.
speed it up.
But, but Dimension Door has to be a place you already have been to.
We
But-
Yeah, he's
literally
been to the camp
were
before.
in that camp before we got here.
yeah, you'd be able to reach the camp, like roughly 30 seconds before the dragon showed up.
Oh. So, okay.
Now, playing
So like
character.
you'd hear the flapping of the wings, and if you tried to leave, you'd see the dragons before you got anywhere close to the camp.
Oh no, I was trying to book it to the camp.
Yeah.
I don't know if
But
anyone
even
wanted to
looking
go
at
with
the
me.
dragons fly faster
Yeah.
than you do, so you'd hear the sound, you'd hear the dragons, and so it's your choice whether you'd go and arrive at basically the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do damage with it. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, but is anyone following me then as I escape, or no?
Wait,
Quote
what we
unquote
do
Over
is
escape.
through the owl's eyes, Kotal in his shackles, leaving if Lest Bjorn doesn't do anything, Moran doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I couldn't see you leaving. You would have to. I'm currently looking through my owl.
Yes, and your owl that was flying above the entrance would have been able to see me run from the cave.
Lest, did you try and stop him?
See him leaving? No, I don't give a shit.
I can't stop you though because you have already gone out. Like, what should I do? Put my owl on your shoulder, I guess.
Basically.
Shocking grasp.
Yes, exactly.
Just tase him till he falls.
I mean, I could get my owl could go on his shoulder and be. Actually, I think I'm gonna do that. Not shocking crash, but invisibility.
Do you have hold person?
No. Actually, you know what? I would like to do that. I would like my owl sees him, and I would like my owl to go down, like not from behind or so, like from the front, so he doesn't accidentally step in, because thinks he gets attacked by something. So he realizes it's my owl, and if he lets me, I want to cast invisibility. Wait, is that in range? Probably not.
You'd be just on the edge of the range.
Let me see. What is the range even? No, that doesn't work, right? Where is it? Oh, it's also 100 feet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
98 feet. Okay, yeah. Is it okay? Can I do it?
Yeah, you'd like just be in range as he's leaving.
Okay. And I cast Invis.
Nice. Kotal, as you're running, you see the owl come down and your body begins to shimmer and then fade away. As you're booking it, the clanging of the metal still ringing out as the manacles kind of bounce. Then you hear the thum, thum of the dragons. You see them fly overhead.
Okay, yeah.
You dimension door in.
Yes, I dimension door into the camp. So the invisibility breaks.
Asa?
Yeah, I dimension door in, and that means the invisibility breaks.
Yeah.
No. Wait,
Yes.
that's it?
Attacks
Yeah.
or cast a spell. Dimension door is a 4th level spell.
Oh, okay. I was thinking. Yeah, I was stupid.
As you're running, you fade out and fade in, directly in the middle of the camp, bound. As the dragons are rapidly approaching, what do you do?
I shout.
This is the death of Kotal.
I would suggest one of the
Like-
dragons in Draconic.
No way.
I have Draconic as a language.
Yeah, but those are summoned dragons.
Yeah, so. Worded in a manner that makes sense. Please aim your breath away from the camp.
Give me a second. I need to get the stats up.
This is so not.
Unfortunately, I rolled a natural 20.
Oh shit.
You see one of them shake their head, and then
No.
standing
Asa goes up in flames.
in the middle of the camp, Asa make a Constitution saving throw.
If it's green dragons, that means
Oh, wait.
poison, therefore he has immunity.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is it poison?
It is poison.
He's immune to poison.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
he's
God.
he's poison.
Oh my god!
You just saved yourself from 22d6 worth of damage.
Holy shit.
This breath comes over and knocks you to your feet. The shit, like the force of the breath still hits you, still pummels you to the ground, but it doesn't actually affect you. You breathe in. Well, 77 is exactly average damage. You breathe in,
Wow.
and you can feel that there is poison in your system, but your snake heritage, it's fine. It just courses through and it fades. You look over as the breath begins to fade. You look around, and everyone in the camp that you can immediately see is fucking decimated. All of them clutching at their throats. You can see that there's like green sludge coming out of their sides of their mouth as they all poison and fall over and die. You can see that they're shouting off in the distance. Some of the remote corners haven't been touched. And then you hear Dunker yell, "Charge!" And you can see that there's a second of Dunker's raiders who come in, and anyone who didn't survive the initial blast is now being slaughtered by the raiders. As then the green dragon lands, and it stands directly before you. You can hear a similar but now raspy and reptilian voice. I know you. You were the one to slay my warriors. You killed my knights. This is
I think
revenge.
you have the wrong person.
It sounds very feminine. I'm not doing a very good feminine voice. It's very feminine. It reminds you very much of the female voice from Hammerfell.
Yeah, you have
So it makes a bite attack. That would be a... it's plus 15 to hit. I think that's higher than your AC.
Wait, a plus 15?
Yeah.
Jesus, fuck.
It's
Roll,
10.
roll to see if it's a 1 or a crit.
I did roll.
Yeah, was it a 1 or a crit?
No, it was an 8.
Yeah, okay.
But then I was like trying to do the math in my head, but it's like, fuck it, it's plus 15. I'm still gonna roll for every attack. You take 22. 22 damage. Then
Yeah, you can survive that.
that hits. It's 22 damage plus.
Wait, what's your AC, Asa?
Lower than his modifier.
14.
Yeah, so it has to be at 1.
Yeah, that's why roll for 1 or a crit is the only reason why Derp is rolling.
Ah.
Honestly, didn't expect anyone to follow.
Yeah, me neither.
That's so. The first one was 22. Second one is 23. Third one is 19.
I'm on -6.
That's
Okay.
not that terrible. I mean, just stay there, pretend you're dead. Maybe
Well-
we'll come.
Unfortunately, she isn't going to knock you out and leave you. She's going in for the kill. So two of her claws come slashing down, landing directly on top of you, holding you down, pinning you to the ground. Her mouth comes up and clamps down.
How many attacks
That's
does
the
she have in
unfortunate
a single turn?
Of
She has
course.
legendary actions, remember?
She has legendary actions.
That doesn't
This
answer the
is-
question.
so
How many attacks does
Genuinely
she
the
have?
death of Coastal, holy shit.
This was unexpected.
I mean, could he try to
That's what
persuade
you're rolling a
her
new
into,
character,
like,
apparently.
could he
Sorry?
have tried to persuade her and please don't attack me or something? I don't know. Charisma?
Well, yeah. When she
No.
was talking, I did say you might be you might be having the wrong guy because I'm not the one that destroyed the altar.
You were there.
Yeah, but you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She blames all of you.
Yeah.
How many attacks did she do after her bite claw?
Bite, claw, and then immediately after would have done a tail attack, and then a wing attack, which would have put you instantly dead. For flavor, she just bites you and kills you. But
No, that would wait. What? How does that work again?
at the end of a turn, it can use a legendary action, and so at the end of any creature's turn, it can use a tail attack. So if this
That was-
was actually an initiative order, at the end of your turn, whether you succeeded or failed, she would have attacked you. At the end of the army's turn, she would have attacked you, and at the end of the Dunker's and his raider's turn, she would have attacked you, which definitely would have killed you.
Yeah, I just wanted to know. There, that's saving throws. Because, let's see, damage at 0. You suffer a death save. If the damage is from a crit, you suffer 2 instead.
You know what's funny? Ashes died first time for trying to kill someone. Now,
First
second
time-
time, he's now died because he was trying to save someone.
Yeah, I think this is a more respectable death.
And with Kotal goes the Golden Jawbone, that really powerful magical item, a really interesting backstory that didn't get used a single fucking time.
I mean, maybe we can pick it up later.
In the poisonous waste that is the camp.
Yes.
And with me also goes an amulet of protection, a vial of wyvern poison.
And unfortunately, this
Oh,
is the
fucking
end of
God.
Kotal,
We lost a friend.
who died heroically
Well, I
trying
tried.
to save people.
What? My
Unfortunately,
owl. My
An
owl
ancient green dragon has +10 to its wisdom saving throw.
He could still have failed.
Well, also there's 2 dragons, remember.
Well, yeah, but I could have saved at least half the people.
Why are you so? It was heroic.
I just think that Derp doesn't like me playing D&D.
Oh, fun.
That is not my fault.
That
You
is-
removed me.
It's
I
not
also
really
didn't
his fault.
play.
It's kind of you did go to a place, even after like you saw the dragons. You could instantly saw the
No,
dragons. And
I
dove
could have
out of
seen.
there.
I could have seen the dragons.
You heard the dragons. The dragons' wings are deafening. You can hear them from miles away.
Well, it could also
I'm-
be explosions.
Oh, come on.
I didn't think.
I am on the side of Derp again with that one. Like, he made it pretty obvious to you that, like, this would be very dangerous if you teleport to the guys who get attacked by those dragons. He
Yeah, but
put like 5
Argot.
minutes into it, like, how intimidating the fucking dragons are.
yeah, which all happened after they left. After I wasn't asked what I was doing.
I'm pretty sure it
No,
wasn't
he only asked you and Lester. And then when you went into your owl, you saw the dragons. The 5 minutes of the dragons happened, and then I brought up that I had plans because I didn't want to interrupt the DM.
Yeah, no, but
it's fine, and I understand. But just for future reference, if you do want to do something and I'm going into something that would interfere with your plans, do stop me.
Okay.
Because that's fair enough.
But wasn't it like dragons show up, fly towards that, and you can arrive like 30 seconds or something before the dragons arrive at the camp? With your door?
The dragons would have been flying almost directly behind you and then overhead as you teleported in.
Yeah.
So the rest, everyone else, sees.
Well, I saw my owl saw that one dragon made a huge poison attack roughly where I expect the camp to be, and at this point I already think him dead. I don't know about him.
Fly off to the other camp, to the main camp. The night goes on as you guys all get fairly troubled sleep. It's uncomfortable in the shackles, uncomfortable in the cave. You managed to find each of you a small corner to lie in.
We're just gonna stay here?
I don't know, are you?
That was the plan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but also the plan was of not literally the whole enemy army, or at least that part of it that we saw getting killed, right?
That was just the front line camp. You saw being completely destroyed, but then the two dragons left into the direction of the main camp. So you can assume that the same thing's happening.
So, we wake up.
Which, now you kind of understand why I didn't have a name for the general.
Yes.
He's kind of fucking dead.
Can I still try to get out of my...
Trying to be a better player
Shackles.
and take better notes. Now you're...
No, I get it. It's fair enough. So, yeah, you can. Give me a second to I can't remember.
Is there any way we can revive? I really liked us as character this time.
I also really like this character.
I mean, we could just slightly retcon it.
Should we really do that? I don't...
Because...
It's up to Asa.
Up to Asa, I guess.
I vote for recon, like to the point before he teleports.
Okay, so Ulven, you can try and worm your way out or to break the manacles.
Wait, first of all... Wait, what? Are we... No, we just continuing now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
At least I didn't die
Potato beef.
and in my
It was
eyes
still
a
stupid,
unrealistic
but it
death,
wasn't.
but this death was at least better than Kras.
Yeah, that's true. You improved.
Hey,
your
just make it so you have a twin brother.
Yeah.
He has basically the exact same backstory, except for...
Oh no, it's gonna be my son. That's right.
It's just like
I'm
Infinity
old.
Blade.
I am
You're
old
the
enough to
iPad
have a
game.
son. Remember?
Code, should
That
we-
is very true. Yeah, they're like 50, right?
Yep.
I imagine it like Orochimaru style from Naruto. Like one snake is like going off from the whole battlefield. Like I will be back.
I'll be back.
So I guess we're continuing.
Yeah, you just have to
Well, I
cast
told
resurrection
everyone
on me.
else. I told everyone else what I saw from my owl. Interesting. Yeah. I would try to get my owl into the cave and I don't know, somehow get out of my
You
shackles.
still have your magic stick, by the way.
My what?
Your magic stick.
Remember your magical stick that you could use as a special weapon if you attuned enough to it.
Oh, there was something.
That
Yeah,
that
I
sounds so
remember.
much more innuendo-y now that I think about it. The wizard attuning to his magical deck.
It's a great stick.
Well, guess on that.
Yeah, I can still attune to that. So I should use my time in shackles to do that, or what?
It's gonna be a
You
long
mean
time
with
before
the-
they can cast
You can.
Resurrection. Or they're gonna have to find some
Yeah,
sort
I
of
need to
cleric
get out of my
that
shackles
is
first,
capable
right?
of casting
Yeah.
Resurrection.
Well, like you can still like pour magic into it with the shackles on.
Preferably true Resurrection, I believe. 200 gears.
Is no one trying to get out of his shackles? What
No.
about you guys?
Lester doesn't give a shit.
How about
He's just glad he didn't get attacked by two green dragons.
Bjorn and Uran are also. Uran is just staying. Bjorn is kind of like, I am not following Cardinal's footsteps and staying passively.
Mainly just so you don't kill a second character off.
Yeah,
This is not how I
But-
expected this to
stay
go.
in these shackles. Maybe we won't get killed by the DM.
Anyway, we should just continue. We'll wake up.
Wake up the next day. As the morning comes, you guys will wake up. Danka is still yet to return. Gets to about middays, you kind of just awkwardly lying around. So, Argard, in total, you'd have. If you wanted to focus on your magic stick, you'd have 5 hours the previous day, and then now you'd have 6 hours.
Let me check where even is the. Where do I have the magic stick? Components. Am I stupid?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, potentials. There. Oh yeah, whatever. what can I
sorry
So you
say?
get
that-
11 hours on that.
Sorry
11
that
out of
stream went
24.
down for a second,
Okay.
guys.
No, you get plus 11, so 14.
14 out of 24. Okay.
So you just spend time focusing on the magic in the stick, pouring your own magic into it.
I still haven't told the snake bot about the history of the flaming cat or the stepping crow. God damn it.
Also, as a note of not telling people, Ulven, you know exactly the 2 dragons are.
What?
You know exactly the basic history of the 2 dragons. You just
Oh.
haven't told anyone or haven't even looked.
Check my.
Beauregard is MVP, obviously.
I
Journal handouts, books, and texts. The tome.
yeah.
No, not the tome. Where is it? The Tome of Dara's Will.
The what?
The Tome of Dara's Will.
Oh yeah, that one, right. I did read that at one point, but it had a lot of names in it.
And apparently the 2 dragons are the ones with names.
Pretty easy and safe to assume.
Well, that's another character moved to the corpses list.
Well, in my defense, there wasn't a dragon mentioned in that.
No, but the 2 creatures, well, the 2 people that you faced before, the one in Hammerfell and the one in the forest, are mentioned. Or you can assume they are mentioned.
Oh, I didn't actually.
And then the 2 dragons are correlated to these 2 as one of the dragons, Kotal. Ulven probably wouldn't know that, so out of character, the 2 dragons are these 2 people, but
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't have like put that together if I'm gonna be honest with you. Sorry.
Well, because I never got any name, and it's always just like if this name and this name did that, and this name did that. Why would I expect something to of the religious stuff to be actually true?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because we made a desert god. At least once.
Also, just for Lester and Asa, the two people are Malini and Daga.
What? I assume that's the name of the dragons?
Yeah.
Ah.
And then Malini was the one in the altar that Lex destroyed.
Yep.
And what I got killed for.
If
I
any
hear
of you
slight
had
amount of
gone,
salt.
she would have killed you because she blames literally all of you. Less for the destroying of the altar, but more for the destruction of her knights.
Oh, so she's finally gonna steal the jawbone back. Which I still had in my pocket.
Yeah. The drawbone isn't destroyed, but now the original owner has it. So.
It also doesn't help that you don't have that those names are not really like gender thingy, I guess. What the fuck is
Are
Malini?
you complaining about the names being unisex?
Yeah.
Misogynist.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
For the record, names ending with vowels tend to be more feminine, and names ending with consonants tend to be more masculine.
As someone
Obviously,
called,
there are exceptions to the rule, but generally that's what it is.
I would take O as an exception.
that's just Italian and French
No,
and German.
No girl name ends in O.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Except
And
for maybe
almost
Asian.
no. True, because Nico, for example, is a Asian female name, but here in Germany, Nico, my name is male.
Yeah, let's skip.
Malini was the firstborn. She was born as life incarnate. But wouldn't that? I will have to.
You'll have to read it properly.
This is like the creation story for this world. If you're like reading it aloud to everyone, I could just show to all players.
Yeah, just do that, please.
Yeah. Well.
Just
Okay.
make it easy. Just make it easy.
Okay. So also stream has the backstory. But wait, should I actually read aloud or just say
Just-
I am reading aloud?
If in character you're reading it aloud, everyone would hear it, so everyone would know, and so everyone could have the tone.
Why? Okay, then I need a reason why I would read that thing aloud. So I guess my character did get something like, I did read this before somewhere, or this seems somewhere related. I don't know.
You found it in the church in Hammerford.
Yes, that's true, but I don't know why I would just read it aloud like as a character. I think I would need a reason, like I see it related to the current situation somehow, right? I'm currently reading it to see if there's any hint in it where I could correlate it to the current situation, but we don't know
Yeah.
any names. There is no description of I don't know any phenomenon that has happened so far. Dragon, green light, anything. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I can't see why my character would read that aloud. I mean, if you guys like to hear stories, I read it as a good night story, I guess. I have no idea. Oh well, that was an unsuccessful session.
Well, Dunker would return.
That
So
was
as you guys are all kind of sitting around after learning about Dara, Daga, and Malini,
for some reason. Okay.
Dunker returns with his men. Most of them seem wounded now. There's quite a few less. Dunker seems injured. He's walking with a slight limp, but other than that, he's seemingly unscathed.
Can I
I see
do a
them. Over to you guys.
before he sees us? When I see him coming, I would like to do a minor illusion so it looks like I have a bruises on my face and how is it called? A black eye.
Yeah,
Okay.
a black eye.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
But what?
Roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Give me
I
a
mean,
second
I would
to
hear
get
him
his
come in,
character sheet
right?
up. It's 10. He actually fails. So, as you see him walk in, you manage to, with the manacles kind of hidden behind your back, take out the fleece and cast the spell. You turn around and you have a convincing looking black eye and bruises over your face. As Duncan walks directly towards you, his eyes locked with you, all of you. Makes it over, takes something from his pocket, and then goes to each of you and immediately unshackles all of you. Sorry about that, but it is done. They won't be coming for you anymore. You're free to work with us. Or you're free to work on yourself if you'd like.
Okay. That's fine with me.
I'm sorry,
So-
but you sounded so dry about that. Yeah, you're free now. Okay.
That's
The
really-
choice is yours. Do you want to work with us?
Sure, why not?
He nods his head. Yeah. I can see this going well for all of us. I need to go look at some of the missions I can send you on. I'll be back. As he turns around, he walks over to his room. Everyone else gets themselves situated. Most people finding beds and small, bed rolls that they're just lying out and immediately falling asleep from the long night fighting. As that's where we're in the session after Dunker's returns and you guys have decided to join them.
Okay.
Unless
So I misunderstood a thing, but okay. That's why my stupid thing with my illusion was.
Alright, I'm gonna end stream then.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was.
so
Thanks for showing up, guys. Looks like there was another death in the family. Guess I'm gonna have to roll a third character. Leave a follow if you enjoyed. I tend to stream 2 or 3 times a week if all the DnD sessions go through. If you really want, subscribe. It's by no means necessary, but it would help out. And yeah, see you next stream.